Well, joining us now, we've got members of the Alamogordo Athletic Training Program. And David, what's your official word? The head of the athletic training program?
Well, officially, I'm the head athletic trainer.
Okay.
But as far as the program goes, I guess I'm the head of the program.
There you go. David Maldonado, who is your first or second year now?
This is my first year here.
First year of the program.
Yes,
okay. Took over for Liz Cedillo, who was here at Alamogordo for a while. And if you want to first introduce the ladies that you brought with you today.
Well, I brought my student head athletic trainer, which is Misa Tran. And then I have one of my junior students is Isabel Gutierrez. And then one of my freshmen, so one of my rookies is Ella Dean.
Okay, very good. So you've got different kids that obviously are different levels and have worked with the program. And how many total kids do you have that are involved with the athletic training program?
At peak, I think we're close to like 22.
Okay.
So everybody has seasons shifts, so some people work. What I require is have them do 2 seasons out the year, so they pick which seasons they want to do. So, of course, football's probably the big one where everybody wants to work, and then we move on from there. So right now, all 3 of these girls are on their off season because they worked fall sports and winter sports, and now they're taking the spring off, so which is good. So I'm sure they'll tell you that they're excited to be at home at a decent hour every day now. So
yeah, and I think not enough people recognize the amount of time and dedication it takes for everybody to be involved with this. I mean, it takes weekends and nights and all that stuff.
Yeah,
right?
There's been plenty of times where football games we left before the team and we got home after the team. So, or if we're at the football game, we're preparing before they even get there, and then we're breaking down while they're going home celebrating the win or soaking up a loss. So we're over there trying to make sure everybody's okay.
Gotcha. All right. Well, let's bring in the ladies that are here. We'll start with Misa, since you're the head trainer. Is that was that news to you when David said that, or you knew that?
It was news to me. There was definitely a couple of contenders, and I think we were all we had an equal chance. But I was pretty lucky to have David pick me, and it's helped me to grow as a leader this year. So it's been pretty exciting.
Now, you're a senior this year or junior this year?
Senior.
Senior? Okay. So is this something that you want to keep doing after high school? You want to be involved with athletic training?
Yes. I actually originally planned to attend Texas Tech University, but when David got here, he convinced me otherwise because he's an NMSU Aggie, and he really hyped up the program there. So in the fall, I'll be attending there as a freshman, but hopefully I'll be getting to the athletic training program there. And then when I get my bachelor's, I'll be hopefully getting my doctorate in physical therapy.
Awesome. Very good. And you got that all planned out. I like that.
I hope it stays that way.
Things obviously change.
Yeah.
All right, so we're bringing Isabel here. And Isabel, junior this year or senior?
Yes, sir.
Junior? Mm-hmm. And just the same with Misa. Is this something that you're hoping to make a career out of, or just something you're enjoying doing in high school?
Not really. I kind of want to go into nursing more. I'm considering going into sports medicine, but my heart kind of lies in pediatrics. So we'll kind of see what happens between the next year. I have a year to decide, so.
But it gives you more than anything, gives you some experience in working on things that you would in that career, right?
It does give me the hands-on, patient experience, knowing how to talk to them and knowing how to calm them down and stuff like that. So that's one thing that I'm really grateful to have been learning this year.
Okay. Ella, so this is your first year with the training program?
Yep.
Yeah, and what do you feel like maybe you've learned the most through 1 year of working with these 2 ladies and working with David and working with everybody else?
I don't know, really just learning how to be with people and cooperate with people in a lot of different ways, going from just being good sportsmanship to actually helping them with their physical needs.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is this something that you're hoping to continue on as a career, or just something you're enjoying doing right now?
It's just something I'm enjoying doing right now. I've always been looking in medical, ever since I was in 6th grade. I've wanted to be NCIS, so forensic pathology, for instance. But I'm sort of sports medicine.
Yeah. Well, but David, I think that this is something that can be a start-off point. If it doesn't necessarily have to be athletic training or kinesiology or those kind of things, it can be the lead-off to a lot of different careers.
Yeah,
right?
It really can be, and that's what I've trying to stress to a lot of the students coming here. I'm not trying to make future athletic trainers. I mean, if that happens, then I'm great. I'm excited for it. But I'm making nurses, making doctors, making all those people. Even if I don't get down in the medical field, just giving you a shot to actually have a job experience, because a lot of these girls, I treat it like a job, so they show up on time. I'm expecting them to be there when they need to be there. I expect them to do what they're supposed to be doing when they're there. So most of these girls do. So it's just great job experience as well. So,
and I think that's something that is not around in high school as much as it used to be. You used to have auto shop and things like that, and this is one of those things that where you are getting on the job training.
Yeah, they really are. Most of these girls brag about Misa a little bit. Mexico State, a freshman, in order to get in the program, you're supposed to tape an ankle under a minute. Well, she's already doing that as a senior in high school. I think, what was your time right now? Like 51?
50.13.
All right.
There you go. So, of course, she has that memorized because she likes that a lot. I mean, of course, I had to beat her again. She beat me. I had a time set here.
Beat the teacher.
Yeah, so she beat me, so then I had to end up knocking her down again, so I was faster than that. But, that just shows that's kind of dedication I want from these girls. And we have one gentleman that works with us is Devin Brown, but he's a wrestler, so we kind of see him less out. So hopefully, being on the radio and doing this, we get more males to be part of our program as well.
Well, and I think it is, I talk to a lot of different athletes, and this is something that they want to get into, if you go to college and not necessarily you're playing sports, that's something that they want to do. And a lot of the athletes, maybe if they play one sport, they can be involved with you guys in other parts of the season.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we're trying to get across to them. So hopefully, the more years I'm here, and more people see that, and hopefully we just keep growing and keep. I don't want to get to where we're too out of hand with having too many people, but I want to make sure we have enough to cover everybody, and then everybody's getting experience with all kinds of different sports.
All right. Well, Ella, when you go out to a game, you go out to an event, what does David expect of you? I mean, what are the things that he wants you guys doing out there?
There's so much.
Yeah.
But honestly, if you know David and if you understand him, you can actually meet up to like a lot of those if you just listen to him, honestly.
Yeah. But, putting together, obviously the water and the Gatorade buckets, if somebody has an injury, if somebody needs taped up, those are the things that you guys have to work on out there.
Yeah, and definitely just like knowing where everything is and knowing what you need when you need it, and especially if you have like fanny pack, you need to get those things in there. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, and Isabel, the other thing is, David obviously can only be at one place at one time, and he expects you guys to be running an event sometimes because, on a given day we could have a baseball game, a track and field event, and a softball game all at the same time. So he depends a lot on you guys, doesn't he?
Yeah, especially during basketball season, we had a lot of the home tournaments. Sometimes he'd be in the athletic training room, like, assessing an injury, and I'd have to make sure I hold down the court and all that, make sure nobody got hurt. Or at track meets, we kind of split up. We kind of go walk around, make sure everything's okay. Same thing during football. We split up the quarters, so some of us may be doing water bottles, some of us may be different parts of the field at different times. Just wherever he needs us to be at, we go to.
Yeah, and Misa, and the other thing worth mentioning as well, it's not just varsity sports, it's JV, it's freshmen. You guys are busy at all those events, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and talk about the dedication that you have to put in order to do this. The amount of hours that you have to give up in order to be a part of this program.
The amount of hours for us interns for David, we're in there before all the other athletic trainers even come in for their afternoon sports practices. But even those kids, we are putting in, I'd say, 3 to 4 hours a day, depending on what your sport is. And even in the morning, sometimes we're in the athletic training room in the morning, and what people don't see is that they kind of look at us and think like, oh, water girls or water boys, that's what they're doing. But while we're on the sidelines, that it may look like that, but that's because David's busy with assessing injuries, so that's where we come into play. We're his eyes and ears. We're supposed to be looking out for anyone else getting hurt, running onto the court or the field to help them, and letting David know. But not only that, in the athletic training room, I feel like that's really, really where we learn. We get to ask more questions just because we're not too busy paying attention to the game that's going on. So it takes a lot of dedication, and it takes a lot of concentration too. You really have to be focused. We're not out there to be on our phones or play around. We're there to look out for the athletes and make sure they're safe.
Yeah, David, I think more importantly, it's the things that people don't see. They talk about, at a given game, there may not be, based on what injuries happen and things like that, there may not be a ton for them to do when fans are at the event. It's the stuff beforehand and the stuff during the week.
Yeah, right? So athletic training is, that's one of my mentors said this, it's an iceberg. So people only see 10% of what we actually do. With the other 90%, they don't. It's going on while we're in the athletic training room, before games, all that stuff. So for instance, we go to Roswell, we go play Roswell. We get there, we leave 2 hours before the team gets there. We try to get there a whole hour before there, so we can set up everything on the sideline, all that stuff. And when they get there, we're going 100 miles an hour. We're taping everybody. Like the girls that have been experienced with taping, they're helping me tape, and we're just, all you hear is the tape ripping and us flying around and everything flying around everywhere, and people come in getting stretched, all that stuff. So a lot of people don't see that because, of course, nobody looks at that before games because everybody's tailgating and having a good time and all that stuff. Well, we're working before that. So when game time finally hits, we finally relax just a little bit, just because we've been working a good 2 hours before the game has even started.
Yeah, you guys, at least have, hopefully you're going to be able to enjoy the game because hopefully you're not dealing with a major injury or things like that. You guys, as important as it is for y'all to be out there, you hope that you're not going to have to be used in those situations.
One of my favorite things to say is I hope that I'm bored during the game. During football, most sports I'm not bored because I love sports. That's why I took the job. But hopefully I'm sitting there just watching the game just like anybody else. Because if that happens, that means nobody got hurt, and that means we're good. And that's next week we're going to have a full team again, so no stress about that.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. I'm sure all the coaches would definitely agree with you on that. And one of the things when we started talking about doing this interview, you said that March is Athletic Trainers Month. Is that what you?
Yes, that's correct. So every March, the National Athletic Trainers Association puts on March's National Athletic Trainers Month. So what they do is just try to help build the program. Build the profession. This year's title for the month is "Protection is Your Priority." So you see some of us wearing the shirts are "Protect the Tigers." And we said, I will, because that's what we do. We're the ones that are protecting the Tigers. So that's what we did this month. That's kind of what we do. Hopefully every year we do something different. We follow along with the National Athletic Trainers Association and kind of make T-shirts for that and help people understand what athletic training is all about. Because it's grown a lot. A lot of people think that, they hear the word trainer, they think we're in the weight room. We think we're building muscle athletes or whatever like that. But actually, we are medical professionals. I am a medical professional, so I treat sports medicine. I'm the first line of defense when it comes to any sport injury. So that's what I want to get out there, is make sure everybody knows exactly what I do, because some people don't. My favorite way to explain to people is like when you see someone get hurt during the NFL football in an NFL game, you see the guy that runs out there when they're hurt. That's what an athletic trainer does. So that is just a little bit of what we do, but that's kind of the best way to get the general population to understand what we do.
Yeah, and Ella, I think another thing worth mentioning is obviously you're covering the Tigers, but you guys help with the away teams if there's not an athletic trainer as well. So you have that responsibility not only taking care of the home team but as the away team, and got to be kind of even with those things and helping the kids out. That's a big part of your job as well,
yeah,
right?
Definitely.
Do you like the fact that you guys are out there helping both teams? And I'm sure it's got to keep you busy out there, right?
Of course, and especially if you have a good spirit about it, and if you're over there being nice to them, they're gonna be nice to you back. And if they're not, then you can just give them their stuff and just walk away. That's just all you got to do.
There you go. And I do want to ask as well. What how did you get interested in this? How did you come about? Because we talked to David, wanting to get more people involved. How did you learn about this and want to get involved in it?
Well, it was actually during the summer, and I'm also involved with church with these two. Yeah. And we would always go to these leadership meetings, and then they would always say, sorry, we're going to be late because we have football practice. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what does that even mean? It's summer. Why do they have to go to football practice, especially because... So then I asked them about it, and they told me more about it, and then I signed up for the class, and then sort of just got involved like that, and then I became really involved with it, and they especially helped me a lot with all of that. So yeah.
Isabel, how about you? How did you get started in it?
I'm not gonna lie, I took athletic training thinking it was a PE class. So whenever I first signed up for it, I saw the word athletic training, so I took it thinking it was a weights class. I don't think I've ever said this before.
Well, now you said it on the radio, so now everybody knows it.
It's funny.
But it turned into a big positive for you.
Yeah, it really has. I've learned a lot, especially because I got to see Miss Liz too, and then I also got to see David. So you get to see someone who's been in the career field for many, many of years, and then you see someone who's new and they're still coming out of college. They have the fresh experience and they have all that. So I think accidentally taking that class is probably one of the best parts of high school. I'm able to have this experience. So
meant to be.
Yeah, meant to be.
There you go. Misa, how about you? How did you get involved?
Well, I've been going to physical therapy for various injuries since I was in middle school, so it kind of just triggered something inside me that wanted to be a physical therapist. So when I got to the high school, I completed all graduation requirements for electives, so Spanish, all that good stuff. It was all done my freshman year. And so my sophomore year, I was like, okay, now I get to do something fun for my elective. And so that's when I started looking, and I didn't quite want medical science because I wasn't wanting to be a nurse or an EMT or anything. But I really like sports, and that's something that my injuries had taken me out of. So I started looking at athletic training, and I joined the class. And after my first year, the first year we were required to do sports as a grade, which was fine with me. And I always did more than what was required because it was fun. But my junior year was my second year in the program, and that's when I decided to intern and everything. So it's kind of just gone up from there, and it's been a really great experience.
All right, very good. And then, David, you hear, obviously, all three ladies have different ways of getting involved in the program, and so it can come from, basically any walk. It doesn't have to be somebody who thinks that they're going to be athletic trainer, just somebody that could be interested in it.
Yeah,
right?
that's all I tell everybody about that. I mean, I'm not looking to groom the next athletic trainers. I mean, that's not what I'm here for. I mean, like I said before, that's something that it's a bonus when it happens. But if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a nurse, this is a good place to get some experience. I mean, right now, sports medicine is probably the fastest growing field in medicine. So, physical therapists, occupational therapists, physical therapist assistants. I mean, all those skills that you're going to use in that field, you're going to learn with me. At least the basics of them. And then when you get to college, you're going to be like, hey, I learned that already. And you're going to be a step ahead of some people. And a lot of people do that. I mean, when I did a couple of my internships at Gadsden and Centennial when I was a college student, a lot of those girls and guys are in their PT programs already, and they're excited, they're ready. And they always come back to talk to their athletic trainers at those schools because they're kind of the person that got them into that program. So I hope someday when all these girls are successful that way, they come and visit me still here in Alamogordo, and we're
never.
So,
no, we're done with you after this day.
Right, so that's all right. But hopefully that at least my knowledge goes with them, and they don't have to come see me again. But that's just kind of what I want to build, is a program where they get something that they're going to actually help them in life as well.
Well, and it's also a very lucrative field. You talk about getting into a profession that you can obviously you choose to have a family and do all that you should be able to take care of your family. With,
yeah, you really
that kind
could.
Of job.
Yeah,
so.
You really could. I mean, athletic training right now we're leaps and bounds from where we were 5 years ago. So hopefully we keep growing. The state of New Mexico is a great place to be an athletic trainer because we're always a step ahead of most states. So hopefully we keep doing that, and then if that goes on. If they go in to be a PT, they're going to be driving nice cars. They're going to be having a nice house, all that stuff. So hopefully that's the success that they get.
Yeah.
So
that's what y'all like to hear, right? Having that nice car and all that good stuff. I know that you guys are more interested in the career aspect of it. But David, anything else that you want to make sure that you mention about the athletic training program? Maybe I didn't ask there because I want to make sure we get more people aware of what you guys are doing over there at AHS.
Just come and see what it is. I mean, if you're not sure, just come by the athletic trainer one day. I mean, right after school, that's usually the busiest time. Everybody's getting ready for practice, and just come check it out. I mean, if you have any interest in medicine, just come check it out. Just see what we do. If you have any questions about it, you can feel free to find me. I mean, I'm easy guy to hang out with. Hopefully, they think that as well.
He's mean.
He's
one of us.
Yeah, so we do joke around a lot, and that's something that I like to keep it. I mean, they're working hard all the time, so of course I want to make it a little bit light every once in a while. So of course I do make fun of them. I poke fun of stuff that they do. I'm sure they do the same thing to me. Actually, when I was setting up for them to come to this video, my grammar wasn't very good during text messages, so they are calling me out on it. So we'll do that all the time. So we call each other out on everything. So as far as the high school goes, I mean, if you guys are interested at all, just come check it out. We're working at every game, so if you want to check out a game, you're going to find one of us at every game we're at. So we're going to be there.
And the trainer's office is right there next to the pit, right? You guys
yes, the athletic training room is down the hall from the Tiger Pit. So we're on the right-hand side, just past the small weight room.
Yeah, so you guys can go and check that out. Parents that maybe you think your kids might be involved or interested in it as well, just contact David over at AHS and they can get you all set up. Well, Ella, Isabel, and Misa, appreciate it.
Thanks for
Misa,
having us.
Yeah.
hey, good luck with graduation. I know it's coming up soon, and I'm sure we'll see both Isabel and Ella out there on the fields in 2017-18 as well, and throughout the rest of the year we'll see those ladies out there.
Yeah, we will. Thanks for having us.
Thanks,
Thank
David.
you.
Appreciate it.